Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the Storyteller's Corner. I'm your host, Joshua T. Calkins Trilogy, also known in various places as Byron Insidious. Happy New Year's Eve to everyone. Looking forward to 2026. I've got quite a lot on my plate. When it comes to reading and reviewing, I am looking forward to doing more indie genre author reading from my colleagues in the small press and independent realm. I am going to be continuing doing my comparative mythological study. I know that I have been working on that for a little over 2 years now, still compiling notes and trying to solidify common themes throughout various cultures and customs, specifically using this set from Flame Tree Publishing as my primary source for looking through these and reading through these mythologies and legends and comparing and contrasting common themes, tropes, characters, archetypes, and what have you. I know that I said a while ago that I was making some decent progress on that. That has unfortunately slowed down quite a bit due to other reading, other entertainment venues that I've been partaking of, and the fact that I've got 4 kids, I've got a regular full-time job, and I do my own writing. I'm not going to be producing as much material of my own in terms of genre fiction in 2026. 2025 was a banner year for me, and largely because of the way that I tend to pace myself in terms of first drafting, second drafting, third drafting, editing, tightening, finalizing, production. I had a lot of older works that I had finished up, tightening up and cleaning up at around the same time, late in 2024. So I had a full slate of things to publish and produce throughout 2025. So that's why this last year has been a little lopsided. I put out more material than normal. But in terms of what I'll be reading, I am going to be trying to focus more on indie and small press horror, fantasy, and science fiction material for reading and review. I will still be going through and reading my usual traditional genre fiction as well. I haven't given you guys a look upstairs at the family room library that I used to have on all those shelves. I've moved most of my books down here to my home office, including, I'll give you a quick look. My wife and I got our sons a brand new dresser because they're getting older. They need more space, more drawers for their clothes. So I took their old one down here into the home office. So I've used it to stash many of my books that used to be on those shelves up there. Just making use of materials I already have on hand, and a couple of bins over here too with some of the books that I've gotten. Mostly paperbacks, some hardcover. I'm also going to be diving a little bit more into comic books, which I got back into last year thanks to a comic book and collectibles hobby shop moving in just up the road from me. And I kind of went whole hog into it, but I've got a decent collection going again. Which started, really, when I saw this on the shelf in there. Department of Truth. This has been a fascinating series. I was first drawn to it because of the art style, what is referred to as horror collage style artwork. This kind of visual aesthetic really appeals to me. It reminds me of Clive Barker's kind of concept art and drafts. I've always found him to be a fascinating and talented storyteller and artist. But because I was starting with issue 28, and I've been keeping up each month that he's had releases come out there on the shelves, I was fascinated. The cover art in this one, especially enjoy. So because I was so far behind, I went on eBay and found a seller who carried the previous story arcs in collected trade paperback volumes until I was caught up. And doing that, I decided I'd get back a little bit more into some of my older favorites, including Ghost Rider and Punisher. I'm not as huge on Wolverine, but Hearts of Darkness was such a great 90s, like peak 90s storyline, particularly for these three characters who at that time, or in that era, were considered like the edgier Marvel heroes. I also got into the new Batman, or the new 52 Batman series. I've already shown you guys, done a review of Obsidian Song. But that's this full case here. Also found myself picking up a couple of the a new Universal Monsters series from Dracula. I must confess, I am behind on actually reading these. I've been picking these things up, and I have not read through all of them yet, much to my shame. One series that I decided I wanted to give kind of a try, but I didn't find myself enjoying it too much, but a coworker, a friend of mine, was very interested in getting started on Spider-Man Noir. So I've gone ahead and I've added it to my pull list for the guy at Story Arc, Lee, the owner. I had him add this to my pull list. So I'm going to be picking these up for my buddy at work because he no longer has a comic book shop near him. And he is trying to get back into the hobby himself as well. He's also a pretty talented hand-drawn artist and illustrator himself. And he enjoys the visual style of this. And he actually enjoys the story. I'm not taken much with it. I wasn't too impressed. But I'll grab it for him. Just so that he can have his hobby too. It never hurts. Plus, I'm sure he'll pay me back. Maybe I'm being naive, but I see him at work every day, so, you know, why not take the risk? Also, on top of that one, got the Mega Man Timelines one-shots. I've got 3 of them thus far. I've got Classic, X, and Zero. My guy at the comic book shop, he's going to be getting ZX in pretty soon, hopefully. And because I am a sucker for it, you had to know that I was going to be grabbing the Transformers Skybound series. I am missing a handful of issues, but I will get caught up on that hopefully when his back issues catalog is refreshed, because I am missing issues 5 through 18. I got quite a bit of backlog I gotta get caught up on. Let's see. Spider-Man I get from my son. Boy. But also in the Energon universe. Oh, not that one. Not that one. The G.I. Joe Energon universe set, or series. It's been ongoing. I have read up to issue 10 on this one. I gotta get caught up on reading these, but again, I've been enjoying the aesthetic and the character development in this one. Not terrible, which is saying a lot for modern comic books. Oh, this one kind of miffed me, but it's not. It is not the Story Arc's fault. This is Doctor Strange of Asgard. It's a limited series. I've got issues 1 through 4. It's a 5-issue limited series. I don't have issue 5 because around the time that issue 5 came out, Diamond Distributors went belly up. And Lee at the comic book shop could not get his Marvel order. He couldn't get it delivered, and they ended up refunding him his purchase. So he has not been able to go back and get a copy of issue 5 of Doctor Strange of Asgard. So I am 1 issue shy of having this miniseries complete. I didn't even start reading it because I had come to understand it was going to be a limited series. I wanted to have the whole series before I began indulging in reading it. And now I'm kind of stuck. So I may end up just reading the 4 issues I've got. pretty soon here. Let's see, that's Moon Knight, I don't have complete yet. Zatanna. Yeah. Got these ones. We've got from the new DC All-In line. We've got Zatanna issues 1 through 6. Again, it was pretty enjoyable up until about midway through issue 4. I gave it a little bit more of a chance for a couple more issues and said, nah, you know what? I'm going to drop this. This is not a character that I'm too much into. I like the magic element of DC Comics and the more mystical characters like Dr. Fate and Zatanna, the more supernatural characters in any comic book series or publisher, but it just turned out not to really be up my alley, and that happens. Everyone's tastes are different. And over here, I've got this. This one it's all horror, starting with Dark Souls, Mother of Mourning, and I've been following this one, and I'm currently up to date in terms of having read it. It's called News from the Fallout. The visual aesthetic style, let me set this here, I'm very much a fan of. It's black and white, pure black and white, very sketchbook style visuals with kind of minimalist shading and shadowing. Really appreciate the style on this one. But that's enough showing these for now. You folks don't really care about all that. At least I don't imagine you do. Or if you are more interested, I can come back to it another time. That's not a problem. Currently reading through Peter Straub's Magic Terror for analysis and review. I'm only a little bit of the way in on the second entry in this collection. I haven't had a great deal of reading time as much as I would like, because my downtime is limited. Hopefully that will be the next analysis review video coming down the pike for you folks. Will be from Peter Straub once again. This will be the third one I've done from Peter Straub, because I glommed onto Ghost Story and just gushed over that. It was a fantastic novel. Recently reviewed Shadowland, which was an excellent paranormal, supernatural kind of coming-of-age story. Not as good as Ghost Story, but still superior to the vast majority of stuff out there in modern horror or suspense. So, also going to be diving into a little bit of retro gaming, again, as more of a hobby pastime. I don't do a lot of videos about that sort of thing, but I've got my handy-dandy retro handheld devices for going back into the 8, 16, and 32-bit eras to play predominantly JRPGs, or just RPGs generally. Speaking of the classic turn-based style, some action RPGs like Alundra, Legend of Zelda, replaying some of those games, or some for the first time. I never got a chance to play the Minish Cap when I was younger. Now I've got it loaded up on this one, my Data Frog 2, or referred to as the SF3000. So I've got that on here. I'm going to be going through that. I do have it on my XF43 as well, but for pickup and playability, the SF3000 is a little bit faster for being able to pick up, play, save, turn it off, be done for 5-10 minute chunks at a time. This one is the better option, but it's not as powerful as the XF43, which is more suited for longer playtime. But again, going through on this one right now, my big go through right now is Star Ocean 2 for the PSP, which I'm going back and playing for like the 4th time. It's a great game. I enjoy it. It's a good it's a good passage of time. And I'm going through this time trying to recruit different party characters or party members. Point being, overall, I have a lot of story material to go through as a reader, as a viewer of genre fiction material for 2026. Not so much as a creator of my own original content and material, which is going to fall off the pace for this coming year, admittedly. I'm not necessarily a fan of that, but I am getting older and I do have to tend to my family first. I am a father first, husband close behind, and then a storyteller. But even storytellers, as committed to the art of the written word as I am, even we sometimes need to slow down a little bit, pump the brakes, and just take the time to enjoy these things, enjoy these hobbies, make of it what we will. Anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening. I ask that you take care of yourselves, and as always, keep reading.